ॐ वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय कोटिसूर्यसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा वागर्थाविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्थप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। Okay. Any questions from what we've done before? All right. So what we did last time, we looked at a few more rules, which are padanta and jhali. Padanta means what? The changes will happen only when something at the end of a padam. What is padam? Common definition, suptingantam padam. Then what? Suvadishu asarvanama sthane. That's important if you want to understand all your shabda rupas well. Okay? And even tadhita forms. Very helpful if you want to do that. Then last time we saw choho kuhu. What does it mean? A chavarga letter at a padanta or when a jhal follows will be replaced by corresponding kavarga letter. Very simple rule. Choho kuhu. Vach becomes vag. Vak. What happens? Choho kuhu will come and make it into whatever the kavarga letter is. Then a little while later, jalam jashwante will apply. What will it do? It will convert whatever ku letter you replaced with the jash. So it will become ga if it's ku, right? Then it will go to jalam char, jalam jash jashi or khara, khar, abhyase charcha. Then after that, you get the kharicha. Kharicha will come in. So therefore, this is a sequence. You have to go through a sequence. So what will happen then? Either you will end up with a soft consonant, third of the class, or end up with char, first of the class. That's what will end up happening. Therefore, you get what? Vag, vak. Vanig, vanik. What is the pratipadika? Vanij. This is how it operates. And then when you get all the bhyam, bhyas, they're all padasangya, it will again become gakara. Vag, bhyam, vag, bihi, etc. Very important rule to keep in mind because so many shabdas you will know by that. Okay. Then we saw a few more rules to go to with, what happens to hakara, etc. Hod, haha. Right? And I said these rules require more work for us to understand. I did not dwell on them. So if you don't remember them, it is my problem, not yours. Okay? Don't worry about it. Chohoku you should remember. Simple rule, remember. Okay? All right. Another important rule we saw was what? Yaronunasike anunasikova. What does it mean? A padanta yar letter, when followed by an anunasika, which means a fifth of the class, then what happens? The padanta yar letter may optionally be replaced by what? Anunasika. So the fifth of that class. So we saw, if I say tad na, tad na. What is the yar letter? Dakara. What is yar? Don't worry about yar. Understand it as the class consonants. That's easier, okay? Because it doesn't apply to shar anyway. It doesn't apply to yavara also. So what do you need to worry about? Worry only about the class consonant. What are class consonants? Ka to ma. Kadayaha mavasanaha. That's how we look at it. So ka to ma. Ka ka ga ga nga. Cha cha ja ja nya. Ta ta da dha na. Ta ta da dha na. Pa pa ba bha ma. This much you keep in mind. when these are followed by a letter in fifth of the class, padanta yar, then optionally that yar letter will be replaced by the fifth of its class. Okay? Fifth of its own class. Then what we saw after that? Va avasane. Was it va avasane there? No. One second. So there, no, not there. So then what we saw there, in this case, pratyaya bhashayam nityam on vartika. So if it's a pratyaya, then that rule is not optional. It must happen. Like what? Mayat pratyaya. Chid mayaha cannot be optionally chidmaya or chidmaya. It has to become chidmaya. Okay? These we saw. Now I want to take you to a few more rules. Okay? So before we start, we are going to talk about the, again, fifth of the class, but today we will look at what happens to a makara, a padanta makara. And then we'll also look at what can happen if there's a padanta nakara, nakara, or nakara. Really, padanta nakara I want to look at, okay? Rest of it is useless almost. We'll look at them. So now, before we enter the rules, you have to remember some things. What is the place from which you pronounce the fifth of the class? What is the sthanam for it? It is called mukha and anunasika. Mukha anunasika. What does it mean? Nose is common to all the 5 class consonants, fifth letter of the class consonant. Funny thing is what? Nyamangananam. If you can say it well, you are good. Because to say all the 5 nasals is not easy, okay? Nyamangananam you have to say. All right? There is a place with the mouth and the nose involved. Both are involved. Okay. Now, we have one more thing called an anusvara. What is an anusvara? It's what is the place of pronunciation? Only nose. No mouth. Only nose. How is the anusvara represented in the language? One dot. One dot. Okay. So now, how do you pronounce it then? How should you pronounce it? So, because this is a problem always, how to pronounce an anusvara also we don't know. And what we are going to see is anusvara will come or anusvara can remain, may go, etc. That's the rule we will see. But there is some utility for us. Lot of words will fit into those categories. So it's good for us to understand them well. Okay. So now, let me try to use my tablet today. Okay. Okay. Share what? Screen. Yes. You see my screen now?
Yes,
Maybe should I switch off my video? What should I do? I said share my screen. Okay, that's because it's showing this. Fair enough. Simple job for me to do. Okay. Okay, so now I will open one document. Okay. We'll start a new one. All right. All right. You see it on a full screen for you? Good. Okay. So now let us say you have a thing like, this is a common word you will see. How do you pronounce this? This is anusvara, okay? That dot, I have made it like a circle, so it's clear to you. It's an anuswara. And this the pronunciation depends on, it's always rides on a vowel. Anuswara always rides on a vowel. Okay. What's the vowel here? A. Hakara, akara. That akara. Right? So now what should you do? You say compress your nose. Don't change your mouth, okay? Hans. That's the kind of thing you have to make, because what is it supposed to be? No mukha. No part of the mouth. What should be used? Only the nose. Which means you nasalize it. Okay? Panini, see, earlier our forefathers had the ability to do all this very well. So they had all the rules coded with Anunasika. If you remember, what is It Sutra, first rule? What is the rule? What is the 8 letters? Aj Anunasika. Aja Anunasika is it? Means any vowel which is nasalized is an 8th letter. Like ru, we saw Sasajusho, ruhu. Right? Num, nut. Like this, you have all Anunasika to make it 8th letter. Correct? So, but what is Anunasika? Only with nose you should pronounce. Okay? All right. Now, here's the first rule. What is the first rule now? If you have a padanta makara, okay? So you have a padanta makara. If it is followed by a hal, if a padanta makara is followed by a hal, what's a hal? Any consonant. If a padanta makara is followed by a hal, what will happen to the makara? It will get replaced by an anuswara. Padanta makara, when followed by a hal, will be replaced by a anuswara. Is this clear? Okay. This is only for padanta makara. All right. There is another rule which is not as useful to us, because apadanta rule. See, for me, my current interest is making you expert in padanta rules, so you can split the words in the bhashya, which more ease. Okay, that's the approach. So now another rule is what? A apadanta nakara. An apadanta nakara followed by not hal but jhal. An apadanta nakara followed by a jhal. So what will you have? You will have a na. It's not end of the word. Okay. And there will be a jhal here. Pada can even go further. We don't know which way it is. What do we know? It is apadanta nakara. If apadanta nakara followed by a jhal will also be replaced by an anuswara. Anuswara. Okay? Understood? Two things which give rise to an anuswara. Only two that you have to know. A padanta makara followed by a hal, and an apadanta nakara followed by a jhal. In both these cases, no optionality, the makara, not only padanta nakara, I should add one more, or a makara. Apadanta makara followed by jhal, apadanta nakara followed by jhal, or a padanta makara followed by hal. What will happen to all of them? They will get replaced by an anuswara. So what are the What are three candidates for an anusvara? A padanta makara, an apadanta makara, or an apadanta nakara. Spashtam va? Clear? Okay. These rules. So first rule, we simply have, we say maha. Maha. Now you should tell me maha. If I say, what do you think is its case and number? What's the pratipadikam? You know the rule already. I'm saying what? A padanta makara will get replaced. What case should maha be? Sixth case. It's getting replaced. It is sixth case. Maha. All right. So replaced by what? Whatever, it doesn't matter. So now maha is shashti, sixth one. All right. What's the replacement? Anusvara. How will you declare anusvara? Anusvaraha, anusvaro, anusvara. So what should I put for 1-1? Anusvaraha. Okay. Now you are all expert in swara sandhi, in visarga sandhi. Tell me what will happen now. Maha followed by anusvara. What will happen to it? A precedes the visarga. Yes, Aruna.
Will be mo
Mo.
anuswara.
Correct. So it will become mo anuswaraha, and then enga padanta tati will apply, and you'll end up with what? Monuswaraha. Okay. When should it happen? When a hal follows. What case should I put hal in? Seventh case. Therefore, what will I write? Hali. Ho gaya, one sutra. Monuswaraha hali. Is it making sense? Monuswaraha hali. All right. Now, what do we need further for this? Conditions. We have a only padanta makara. Therefore, what? One more anuvritti comes in sutra. What is anuvritti? Padasya. Anuvritti is padasya. Padasya in sixth case. Maha is in sixth case. Adjective. Therefore, what should I apply? Tadanta vidhi. So what will become? Makarantasya padasya. Makarantasya padasya. Whole pada should I replace? What's the paribhasha? Alontyasya. Final letter only you replace. So, makarantasya padasya antyasya alaha sthane. Kim adeshaha? Makara or anuswara adeshaha bhavati. Anuswaraha adeshaha bhavati. Kada bhavati? Samhitayam vishaye. Sandhi situation. In a sandhi situation, when a padanta makara is immediately followed by a hal letter, then the final makara of that pada will be replaced by an anuswara. Spashtam va? Clear? I feel this is easier in some ways, rather than showing a screen and trying to see everything. This is only, you have to focus on what I'm saying now, nothing more. Shravanam only you have to do. Okay? Is the sutra understood? So what is the sutra going to be? Sutra says monuswaraha hali. Hali will also come as a anuvritti. Need not be in the sutra. What's in the sutra is what's in the sutra. Finally, everything should come into that sutra, fall into it. That's all. Okay. Next is what we want now: nakara and makara. Okay. Makara is already getting here. So monuswara is maha. Right? Maha. Now I want to say and also nakara. And also nakara. How will I say? You have to put nakara in sixth case. What will you say? Naha. Like ma became maha, na becomes naha. So I'll write what? Naha cha and nakara. And nakara. But what kind of a nakara? Not padanta. Otherwise, padanta will come in an anuvritti. What should I do now? I want not padanta. Therefore, what I should put? Apadanta in sixth case. What will it be? Apadantasya. Sorry. Okay. Apadantas. What's wrong with me? Something is wrong with me. Okay. Apadantasya. Okay. So, and then because of this chakara, Maha will also walk in. So what happened? This came down. Okay. Chaka Naha cha apadantasya. And condition is what? Not hali. What is it? Chali. Okay. Now you do sandhi between these two words. Naha cha. What sutra will apply? Should not forget what we've done, okay? What will apply? Naha cha. You have a chakara. Chavarga is there. Right? Chavarga is following. So what can you think about?
Stoho Shchuna.
Stoho shchuna. Okay. So you have to now do what? It will become nashcha. Okay? Nashcha plus apadantasya. What sandhi will apply now? What sandhi will apply?
Savarna dirgha.
Savarna dirgha sandhi will apply. So you will get with Naschapadantasya jhali. Naschapadantasya jhali means what will you get? You know what we'll get now. Therefore, an apadanta nakara and an apadanta makara, when followed immediately by a jhal, that apadanta nakara or makara will be replaced by an anusvara. Spashtam va? Okay. This is how anusvara is born. Does it survive? Yes, Deepti.
Swamiji, here Maha will be Anuvritti, or we can make a Dvandva Samasa of Maha and Naha.
No, it is anuvritti. You can't do anything. It's not visible to you here.
Okay.
I showed you, that's why I put in brackets. Comes down from here. Panini will not waste one more letter, okay? It's coming in previous sutra. Why will he write again Maha one more time? He's too smart for it, okay?
Because it's Apadanta here.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
You're supposed to understand all that when you study. Anyway, anuvritti you take whatever anuvritti comes and understand how to use it well. That's all. Okay?
Okay.
We'll look at the sutra. See, I just thought, rather than showing Ashtadhyayi first, if I explain it, I think it will work better for your head. You will understand it clearly. Then you just look at the rule, it falls in place. We already figured the rule out now.
Yes.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
All right. So Anuswara is now born. Okay? So now what should you know based on these rules? Can you have an Anuswara when you have an Avasana? Question. Implication. What is Avasana? What is Avasana?
Virama.
Pause.
Virama.
Viramo avasanam. Viramaha. Viramaha means what? You pause. You pause. Means Samhitayam is broken or not? Yes. Can this rule apply? Monuswaraha, Naschapadantasya, anything can apply? They can't apply. Therefore, if you are pausing, should there be Anuswara? There should not be. When you write, how does Anuswara appear? As that dot. Therefore, can it appear at the end of a line? It cannot. If you are breaking Gita in quarters, each quarter is Avasana for us. Keep that in view. Sandhi rules are broken when Avasana is there. Is that clear? Okay. So now what happens? Anuswara came. So I'm saying, suppose I have aham Aham agacchami. Aham agacchami. What will happen now to Makara? Will anything happen? No. Yes or no?
Yes, nothing will happen
Okay, good.
because there is no hull.
Yeah, correct. Correct. You studied all this, right, Aruna?
Not exactly, but
Okay.
I have done Sanskrit Bharati courses also, so there we
Okay.
learned this.
Okay. So you raise your hand when you have question, okay?
I raised it, but then I
No, when you have a question. Okay? Not when I ask, because I want others to, you're running ahead. Therefore, I want others to have a chance. So I won't ask you. I will ask you when I want to ask you. Okay? Aham. Yes, Deepti.
Swamiji, can we put here as aham agacchami, like it will become full makara and ah?
Is that a sandhi?
No, it won't
That's
be.
all. That is fine. You write any way you want. I'm not asking how to write. I'm asking, does anything happen to the makara?
No.
No. Suppose I say aham ichchami.
Also, nothing will happen.
Nothing will happen. Ahameva. Nothing will happen. Right? Ahamiva. Nothing will happen. So understand, when a vowel follows, you cannot have an anusvara in the preceding word. Okay? Cannot be there. When a vowel is following, anusvara cannot be there. So if I just flip the order of words, you will find sometime anusvara will have to walk in. It depends on the ordering of the words now. It's not just the word. The word is not, because it's sandhi rule. It's not inherent to the pada. It's the junction between the pada and the next pada which causes the anusvara to come in, or any sandhi change to come in. Okay? So when can an anusvara come? When a hal follows. I'm looking at padanta rule right now. When a hal follows. So like, for example, what now? Aham, let us say I say, aham gacchami. Now what will happen? Not agacchami, gacchami. This will become a ha anusvara. Aham gacchami. How should I pronounce it really?
Aham gacchami. Aham gacchami.
Aha. See, you should try, okay?
Aham
Just nose. Aha. Aham gacchami. If you are making a mouth, you know it is not anusvara, okay? Please mute yourself and then do the practicing, okay? Ahang. See, if I say ahang, can you hear? I'm making a mouth. Ahang. That we will look at in a minute, the rule for it. But first, anusvara, if you go strictly, you are supposed to use only nasika. Ha. You say ha. Nothing should change in your mouth. Only nose you add. How will you make that sound? You try it out, okay? You have to try for yourself. If I do, you won't understand it. But nothing should change. Like say right now. Now, we'll now look at what can happen further. What's the next change that happens? We'll look at now, okay? So now, the next change says, when you have an anuswara, okay, and it is followed by a yai letter. Anuswarasya yai para-savarna. We will understand this now. So you have what? Anuswara sitting at the end of the pada, or even in between, depending on which rule you apply to bring anuswara. Okay? If this anuswara is followed by a yai, what is yai? Yavarala, right? Up to kapai. Correct? Saying yavarala because hayavarat, lan. Then what? All class consonant. Nyai. If I wrote nyai, you will get, interestingly, there's no rule. I mean, I don't know, there may be rule. I don't think it's there, Panini rule for nyai. Right? But nyai would be what? Nyamagananam, jhabany, ghadadash, jabagadash, kapachatata, jhatatau, kapai, all that will come in. So the entire, go away, I didn't ask for you. Okay. So the entire class consonants will walk in. Additionally, what is walking in now? It is yavarala, right? Hayavarat, lan, yan plus nyai, correct? Yan plus nyai will give you yai. Okay? So now, the rule is, if yai letter follows yai, then the whatever the yai letter is following. See, what is following is called para. What is following is called para, after, next, para. Okay? And parasya savarna is equal to para-savarna. Parasya savarna is para-savarna. Shashti Tatpurusha Samasa. Now, what is the para letter going to be? Yai letters. Okay? Is that clear? Para letter will always be a yai letter. Now, what is savarna? What does savarna mean? Same color, samana varnam. No, when you're studying Panini, you remember Panini's paribhasha. What is it? Tulyasya prayatnam savarnam. What is it? Tulya. Tulya means comparable, same. Tulya asya prayatna is what? Savarna. Okay? Tulyasya prayatnam savarnam. What is asya? Sthana. From where you pronounce a sound. Where you pronounce a sound is called sthana. Just recollection for us, okay? Because done long ago. Sthana. What is the sthana for this anuswara? Nasika. I have made that clear. Nasika is the sthana for anuswara. Okay. Now, yai letters are following. So what can it be? Can be ku, chu, tu, tu, pu. We'll look further after that. Yavarala. So now, if ku, any letter in ku follows, what is the sthana for ku? What is ka sthana? Kantha. Kha, kantha. Ga, kantha. Gha, kantha. Nga, kantha plus nasika. Don't forget. Mukha, anunasika. Both are involved. Therefore, when I want parasya savarnam, savarna for the anuswara, what will savarna for anuswara be? Has to be fifth of the class. Therefore, if ku is the following letter, then what will anuswara become? It has to become nga. Are you with me? If chu is following, what should it become? Nya. If tu is following, what should it become? Ta ta da da na. If ta is following, tu is following, what should it become? Not ta, tu. What should become? Na. If pu is following, what should become? Ma. Spashtam va. What is parasavarna? Do you understand? Up to this point. Yes. Now, what about ya, va, ra, la? What about them? Yai includes them. This fellow, don't worry about. He has no savarna. Okay? He doesn't have any savarna. Knock him out. Now, ya, va, and la have, they are, what are they called? They are not fully joined. They are not vivrita. They are not samvrita. What are they? They are ishad vivrita. They're partly open. In English, what do you call them? Semi-vowels. What is vowel? Vivrita. Vivrita means fully open. A, E, U. There is no constriction of the passage. You make faces, but no constriction of the oral passage. Correct? Therefore, you understand that the semi-vowels, ya, va, ra, ya, va, la, these in the language have been given a nasalized form also. So it is called anunasika or ananunasika, not anunasika. Like known, unknown. English also un, you know. Anonymous, anonymous. Same story. None will come. So what will happen now? Nasika, anunasika or ananunasika. Ananunasika means not nasalized. So you have one plain ya and you have one ya. What is ya? Ya. You would say ya, add nose. Ya, 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 ya. You have to do something like that, okay? So therefore, if ya, va, or la are the letters following an anuswara, then what will anuswara get replaced by? Ya, va, la. Get it? This is the rule. So what is the rule? Let's go to the next page. Or I can erase this and do also. Let's see. Maybe I'll put another page. Easier for me. So now what is there? You have an anuswara. I'll write it down. Anuswara is there. And if what is following. So when I say anuswara, there is never a anuswara alone hanging around. It is always hanging around with a vowel. Okay? You cannot have an anuswara without a vowel being there. And if a vowel is following, you cannot have an anuswara. Hal alone has to follow. In hal, we are restricted now to what? Because actually again, shar doesn't have a nasalized. Sha, sha, sa, ha don't have any nasalized forms. Therefore, yai alone, it has to come. So if you remove shar, repa will also, you know, no, repa anyway will remove. So the point is, what will happen? These are the rules. So anuswara with some vowel hanging around with it, followed by a yai, then anuswara will be replaced by para-savarna. Anuswara is replaced by para-savarna. Okay. Okay. Now, what is getting replaced? Anuswara. What case should I use for what is getting replaced? Shashti. Therefore, I am writing sutra now. I am trying to create my sutra. Okay. Anuswarasya. What is Adesha? Para-savarna. Para-savarna. What is para-savarna? Parasya savarna. Samasa. And what's the condition? When a yai follows. How will I say when a yai follows? Seventh case, parasaptami. So you'll end up with what? Anuswarasya yai. What? Para savarnaha. Anuswarasya yai. Para savarnaha. When should this happen? Sandhi situation. So what's the anuvritti? Samhitayam. Spashtam va? Yes, Deepti.
Swamiji, would there be padasya also anuvritti?
No, there is no need for padasya. Here is only samhitayam. Okay, samhitayam. So now what will happen now? Anuswara was born, and now you have to know where the rules are, otherwise you're in trouble. So this rule is much later. Understand that for now. It's 8.458. This rule is 8.458. And the earlier rules are in 8.3. Monuswaraha Naschapadantas Jali are in 8.3. We will look at numbers briefly. Okay. So Monuswaraha is 8.3.23. Naschapadantas Jali is 8.3.24. We will look at them in Ashtadhyayi. Okay. But as I said, I decided this is a better way than going with Ashtadhyayi because I feel I have your full attention. Otherwise, my attention is also halfway on the screen here and there, not to you. Now, my full attention is to you, and I'm happy with that. So now, this rule is 8.458. Which should apply first? Obviously, first 8.3 will apply. First, Anuswara is born. May be born if the conditions are right. Otherwise, no child is born. Condition should be right. Born. Now, when a fellow is born, he can undergo a vikara. He decides to have a different hairstyle. That's his vikara. Same way, this anuswara can be changed if this rule is followed. Anuswarasya yayi parasavarnaha. All right. So when will anuswara remain now? So the question now is, if anuswara is born, it is there, it will be followed, it may be replaced by a para-savarna letter if a yai letter follows. So when will an anuswara remain anuswara? When a non-yai follows. How about when ach follows? Will it remain? Will it remain? When ach follows, anuswara cannot be there. Don't forget, okay? So there's no question of remaining. So now, when will anuswara remain? When repha or shar, shashasaha, right? Shashasar, hal, shall. When those follow, what will happen? It is not yai. Basically, take out yai, okay? Take out ach first. Ach is gone. After that, what comes? Haya, varat. Ha you need. Yeah, it's not included. And after the yai, what is there? Kapai, shashasar, hal. Ha is coming both places. Therefore, what do you need? You just need shall. Correct? So when shall follows, what will happen to anuswara? Anuswara will remain anuswara. Okay? So the fact is, when I give you an example of humps, so you cannot replace it with nothing else. It has to be humps. And you will find varieties of way of pronouncing this in our country. Anuswaras are a challenge. I mean, how we pronounce the nasals itself is a challenge because we don't know how we don't know the fifth of the class is mukha anunasika. That's the problem. In school, we never understood how the 5 nasals are, and we never understood how sha are different. They would just make us say differently. So I would say she sha saha. It didn't make any sense. Okay, she, where is it? Nothing, it's there. But you get 100 marks for that. It's all wrong. Sha is talavya, sha is murdhanya. It's hard to cultivate as we grow after we grow up because the old habit comes. Otherwise, when you hear a word vishaya or vishaya, they mean 2 different things. Vishaya means samshaya. Vishaya means object or subject matter. Very different. If you study Brahma Sutra, you will see Vishaya and Vishaya both. You need both. So it's very important to recognize the differences. Okay. So now, this is what happens. Hums. So now, Let us say it is not like this. Okay. Now we have a gum. Gum plus the. What is the? Not, I don't want the, I want trich. Gum plus thr. What do you get? You know the form. Don't go with that right now. Gum plus trich. Is gum padanta? Is a makara padanta? No, it's a dhatu. Gum is a dhatu. We are adding a kridanta pratyaya trich to it. What does trich do? Produce a karta of gamana kriya. Okay. And what will you get? Now apply our rule. What is the rule? First rule. Monuswara hali. Is it padanta makara? Gum. Is it padanta makara? No. Therefore, don't shake your head. So gum plus 3. Monuswara won't apply. Is it apadanta makara? Yes. Is it followed by a jhal letter? Yes. So what will happen then? Gum should become what? Anuswara. Gum. Gum 3. How to pronounce, I don't know, okay? I've told you, it's not easy unless you practice it. Right? Now, what is following the Anuswara? A takara. A takara. Is it samhita or not? A pada is always samhita, okay? Don't go across pada only, you have some choice. Within a pada, you have no choice. Sandhi has to be made. So it's samhita. So now, what is the sorry. Okay, where is it? Where is my dear file? Okay. Yeah, okay, here it is. Okay, so now what is the takara? What is it going to be para-savarna for anusika? Fifth of the class of tavarga. Ta, tha, da, tha, na. So what will happen now? Ga, na, tru. So what will this be? Gantru. How will you pronounce this? Gantru. What is nakara? It is kantha and nasik. Sorry, danta and nasika. Gantru. Gan. You'll see your tongue touching. Now you try doing the anunasika alone. Try doing. See, we'll never hear this form because it's invalid. You have to use the rule, which is yai parasavarna anuswarasya. But I'm saying, suppose you have to pronounce. How do you pronounce? You have to think. Similarly, you write like this. Ganga. You can write. In some cases, it's valid. We will see why. Because anuswarasya yai parasavarna correct. There is one more rule. What does it say? One more rule says it is optional if it's padanta. It is optional if it's a padanta. Va padantasya. What is the rule? Va padantasya. What does it mean? Va means what? Vikalpena. You have a choice. And this sutra is 8459, right after anuswarasya yai parasavarna. Whole anuswarasya yai parasavarna is anuvritti for this sutra. So what will it become? Anuswarasya yai parasavarna va padantasya. So when we did gantru, there is no choice. It has to be gantru. Okay? But suppose it was aham gacchami. Aham gacchami. Now what happens? Aham, makara is padanta makara. So what will happen? Monuswaraha hali. Aham, aha, aha. Okay? Plus gacchami. Now, if you apply anuswarasya yai parasavarnaha, what will happen? Aha. What will happen to anuswara? You have to go, what is the next letter now? Ga. Go to the fifth of the ga. Cover ga. Ka, kha, ga, gha, nga. So what will you get? Nga. Plus gacchami. So how will you pronounce this now? Ahang gacchami. Ahang gacchami. And you will find, even though you may have written ahang gacchami, anuswara, our pronunciation, I think, predominantly will follow anuswarasya yai parasavarna. This is what you find all the time. You see, your own language, your mother tongue, you try. You will find it will be this rule typically. That's the way the human mouth works. Only nasalization we don't normally do. But the choice is there. It is possible. But obviously, it's a practice that you built. Suppose you had lived in a country where a lot of nasalization was happening, you would probably get, maybe Kerala people can do it. I don't know. Kerala people have a lot of nasalizations. So perhaps they do more. I don't know. But the difference is what? Here you have a mouth. So when you say ahang gacchami, you look ahang. As soon as you're saying that mouth constricts on top. Because kantya, kantha is constricting and nasal is coming. Ahang gacchami. Without nasalization, without constriction, ahang gacchami. Ahang gacchami. That only knows. It's a difference. Now, this all difference only to understand the difference why anuswara and this difference between them. Once we understood that, now what will happen? You should always remember anuswarasya yai parasavarna. And even though padante we leave anuswara, in writing we do so. But when you read, especially Vedic chanting, etc., it is always followed. Almost always, okay? Anuswarasya parasavarna is followed. If you know this rule, only then you will chant your Vedic chants right. Otherwise, a mess. You want to test it out? Do Ganapati Hatharva Shirsha. You will know. That's a good test. Why? You will have a lot of things there. A lot of times you will get anuswara there. Even, this Prathamam Vakratundancha. You've heard this? Stotram? Ekadantam Dvitiyakam Tritiyam Krishna Pingaksham Gajavatram Chaturtakam. You're right. All Prathamam, Dvitiyam, Tritiyam, Chaturtham, Panchamam, all Padantamakara. Everything will become what? Anuswara. If it's followed by yai, what will happen? Parasavarna has to come. Now what should you do? Prathamam Vakratundancha. What should happen? Are you with me? See, Prathamam became what? Followed by Vakra. Vakratunda. Right? So what will it become? Prathamam. First Anuswara. Makara goes. Prathama. 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 Something I have to do. Okay? Plus Vakratunda. Now what will happen to Anuswara? What is the nasal for Vakara? Prathama. Va. Vakra. How to pronounce it? Swamiji, how to pronounce it? Don't ask me. Try it out, okay? You have to know how to do it. But I'm saying this word. So Prathamam Vaktratundancha. Then second one is what? Ekadantam Dvitiyakam. Ekadantam will become what? Second, next letter is what? Dvitiyakam. Dvitiya. So what will become, what will be the anuswara replaced by now? Tatha dadha na. So you'll end up with what? Anuswara will become nakara. Ekadantan dvitiyakam. But I can't finish that because dvitiyakam. Then what? Tritiya is coming next. Unless you pause. See, prathamam. If I pause, I can say prathamam. Right? And when I'm speaking, it is my choice. In a sentence, it's my choice. I don't have to make sandhi. Swamiji, then I can chant any way I want, not in Veda. Okay? So, what is the Veda Patha called? First Patha they learned, it's called Samhita Patha. Samhita. It's all continuous, okay? Samhita. So, you have to make it right. So, you'll end up with Prathamam Vakratundam cha. See, Vakratundam cha. Vakratundam cha. Makara, chakara, what will happen? Makara followed by chakara. Makara will become Naswara. Right? Vakratundam. Right? So Tundam will become Dakara followed Dakara with a Anuswara on top. Are you with me? Vakratunda. So Dakara. Right? And this Dakara is followed by Chakara. Vakratundam. So now Cha will become what? Cha cha ja ja nya. We'll end up with what? Vakratundam cha. Prathamam Vakratundam cha. And in Tunda, you have one Nakara in between. That is also coming from where? We'll go look up, okay? Very likely it'll come from the same rule. I'm not sure of that, okay? Prathamam Vakratundancha. Ganesha has to bless us with Nirvigna, okay? Ekadantan Dvitiyakam. But then Dvitiyakam is followed by Tritiyam. You pause there, you're okay. Tritiyam Krishna Pingaksham. Krishna. Tritiyam Krishna Pingaksham. Ka. Therefore, ka ka ga ga nga. Tritiyam Krishna Pingaksham. Then what? Yes, Bhuma.
Just one, I just wanted to confirm one application, Swamiji.
Yeah.
Same thing happens with the Shuklam Baradaram Vishnum Shashi Varnan
Correct.
Chaturbhuj.
Varnan
Yeah,
Chaturbhujam.
Varnan.
Cha cha ja ja nya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But normally it is not pronounced in the.
That depends on how people have learned chanting. Okay. If you listen to a proper Veda Pathshala, they have what is called as Pratishakya, which means every Veda Shakha has its own rules for how it should be chanted, which may supersede Panini's rules.
Mhm.
And what happens is this, the tradition is given a lot of value because there's a Karna Parampara. So in a given Parampara, if they have pronounced it particularly, they will continue that way.
Mhm.
They will not mess around with it. Because you have to chant exactly what was taught to you. You have no choice there. This is how it is taught by the Guru. It is Veda Vakyam. You just treat it that way. Don't ask what is grammar rule here. Do what they tell you. That's the rule. But if there's an uninformed person who's teaching, you can get all messed up anyway.
Okay.
Right?
Thank you.
You can follow. As I said, you listen to good Ganapatyathvarashisham. You listen to Durga Suktam. You listen to any Sukta, good chanting you listen to, Veda, you will see these Anuswaras being followed. Visarga Anuswara rules, you will find a lot of it followed very well. Beautiful place to learn. Okay?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, Tritiyam Krishna Pingaksham. See? Tritiya, then Ka. So now, what should be the Anuswara? Don't say Ya, therefore Yakara nasalized. What follows, that's Parasavarna. So you bring Parasavarna of Ka. You end with Nga again. Krishna Pingaksham. Then what? Gajavaktram Chaturbhujam. Makara followed by Chakara. Padanta Makara means Anuswara. will become cha cha ja ja nya. Gajavaktran chaturbhujam. Right? Then Lambodaram panchamancha. See, Lambodaram followed by what? Panchamam. Now what will happen? Makara is followed, is Padanta Makara. What will it become first? It will become Anuswara. Then what is following? Pakara. What is Panchama Varna of Pakara? Makara. It will come back to that. Swami, why go around like this? This is the way the rules are organized, okay? Language is like this. Rules can be going any way around. Doesn't matter. So, Panchamam, Lambodaram, clearly, Lambodaram, Panchamancha. Don't mess around with it. Make it nasalized. Don't do all that. Lambodaram, Panchamancha, Shashtam. See that what normally happens is this. Even I've heard that in good Veda Pathshala also, because of trouble with all these chanting, they will just say, you make it everything Makara and chant, so that everybody will chant the same. So suppose you have a convention, okay, we will all chant Makara every time. Then what will happen? Lambodaram Panchamancha Shashtam Vikatame, no mistakes will come. Everybody blindly says Makara. This is what you'll normally find happening in a lot of places. Because you make it Makara, you're safe. Everybody says the same mistake, we're good. Because we're in sync at least. Okay? Very important rules. Because you will find a lot of this happening because of this. You know? So we will see applications of it. A lot of applications of it. Right? For example, if I say, you know, Katham nu bhagavo vigyate or kin bhagavo vigyate sarvamidam vigyatam bhavati. You know? Nu, I've added one particle nu just to bring in one hull. Okay? So, for example, kinnu khalvidam. You hear this. Okay? So, kim plus nu. What will happen? Kim plus nu. What will happen? Makara will become anuswara. Then what will come back in place of anuswara? What is following is na. What is the fifth class of that? Na only. So you'll get kinnu khalvidam. You know? So I was trying to remember something, not coming right now. But what I'm saying to you is this: you will find the applications will be a lot. These three: Monuswaraha, Nashchadantas Padantasya Jali, and next one is what? Anuswarasya Yayi Parasavarnaha. And that if it's Padanta Anuswara, you have an option. Va Padantasya. Okay. This much is clear. Okay. Now we have one more rule to understand. What is that? You have a Padanta Ngam. Padanta Ngam. What is Ngam? Better know your Maheshwara Sutra. What is Ngam? Nya ma nga na nam. Nga na nam. So what is Ngam? Nga na na. Is that clear? So what is Ngam equal to? Nga. Sorry. Na. Na. Nga na na. Padanta. There are some additional conditions, not just Padanta. So you should have what? You should first have a Hraswa letter. Hraswa means what? One matra. Hraswa applies to what? Only vowels. Dirgha applies to what? Only vowels. Pluta applies to what? Only vowels. So when you find the word Hraswa in a sutra or Dirgha or Pluta, you can bring in the word Achaha. Pani says, I don't need to write it. You know. Bring it in. Because it should be there. Why write Achaha? Hraswa, Achaha. Can you have a Hraswa Hal? Impossible. Why should I write? You know. But still one Paribhasha Sutra is there. Achaha. Bring in Ach. Okay. Hraswa. Hraswa. Which vowel? Doesn't matter. Any Hraswa vowel. Hraswa Ach. Followed by a Padantangam. Which means you have a ngam which is at the end of the pada, and what is it preceded by? A hraswa. Okay, this is a pada, whatever is there. It could be a lot of things behind, but what is this? This is a pada. And what is it followed by? If it's followed by an ach, so you have a hraswa ach followed by a padantangam preceded by a hraswa ach. Better. A padanta ach preceded by a hraswa ach. Padantangam preceded by a hraswa ach. What is immediately followed by? An ach. What does it mean? You have a sandwich, okay? Ach sandwich. Not ach sandwich, ngam sandwich. Ach on this side, ach on that side. All right? Sandwich is what? Ngam. So you can't call bread sandwich. You have to call it jam sandwich, jelly sandwich, peanut butter sandwich. Therefore, ngam is our sandwich, okay? Ngam sandwich. So you have a gum sandwich, and that ngam should be padanta. When you have padanta ngam sandwich with ach on either side, but on one side has to be hraswa ach. Other side can be anything. Then what should happen? Then don't replace anything. Then what should I do? You add something. What is an addition called? Agama. Agamyate iti agama. Arrival. It arrives. A new arrival comes. What is the new arrival? That new arrival is, Adesha is ngamut. What is this ngamut? What is ngam? Na, na, na. Okay? Then you have u is what? Nasalized. It letter. Don't worry about it. Then you have takara. What does takara tell you? It is a tittagama. What is the use of a tittagama? A tittagama should come adyantau takitau. It should come before the sthani. Okay? So what is ngam now? What is ngamut equal to? It is equal to nga mut, then nut, then nut. Three things are said in one agama using a pratyahara. Ngamut. Ngamut is equal to mutcha, nutcha, mutcha. It will be very interesting to see what Zoom will figure out with all this, all these pronunciations. He will mess up very nicely today. So anyway, you will get all these three. So what does it mean for us? Let us go to the next page. So now it means if you have a hraswa ach followed by a nga followed by an ach, then you add ngakara. Okay, what will it become? You will get a second ngakara. It's an addition. Where will it come? Before this ach. Tit comes before that. Ach is a sthani here, the following ach. If it is followed by a na, then a second, sorry, if na is the ngam, you will get another nakara. And if na is the ngam, you will get another nakara. Basically, what are we saying? A hraswa ach padanta. I'm sorry, plus a padanta ngam. So ngam is padanta. When this is followed by nga, na, na, essentially you add one more of nga, na, na. But what should be here on this side? Should be an ach. Okay. I will give an example, then it will become clear to you. So, asan. Asan eva sabhavati. Asan eva sabhavati. What does asan mean? Non-existent. He will be non-existent. Who says asad brahmeti vedachet? Some Upanishad in between, okay? Now, asan, is it one of the ngam? It is. Okay. Is it preceded by, what is it preceded by? Akara. Is it hraswa? Yes. Is it followed by ach? Yes. What should you do? Repeat the nakara. Add one more nakara, so to say. So what will it become? Asanneva sabhavati. So now what will you try? You will try breaking sandhi first. Asan, na. What is this nakara? Another nakara doing here. If you take na, you won't even get eva. You will get iva. What is going on here? Asan na iva? No, no, no. It's not like that. Asan eva sabhavati. Okay? Kurvanneveha karmani. Kurvanneva. Kurvanneva. What is kurvan? Nakara ending. And I'm saying, for all practical purposes, though I said it is na, 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 for all practical purposes, these two hardly exist. Pada ending in nga and na hardly exist. So they will fish one example out for us. Language is there. It has it. So an example is what? So pratyang, atma. Pratyang, atma. What will happen now? Nakara has to get doubled. Pratyang, atma. Okay? You double it, you'll get pratyang, atma. Okay? This is one example. I don't know of a second example with Nakara right now. I mean, there are some we'll have some actually, because in Pani grammar sutras you'll get some examples. Okay? But I'm saying language wise, we don't have to think much about it. Similarly, sugan. You will find this one nakaranta in Ashtadhyayi, Shabda. Sugan. Sushtu ganayati sugan. One who counts well. Good accountant perhaps, okay? Sugan. So you have an accountant's office, good accountant's office. What will it be? Sugan plus alaya. Their house or their office. Alaya. What will happen now? You have a na preceded by a short vowel followed by a vowel. So one more nakara will come. So you'll end up with what? Sugannalaya. Spashtam va? And I'm saying these two examples purely academic. If you drop it, you won't lose anything. So what should you remember really? If you have a hrasva, practically I'm saying, hrasva vowel plus nakara, padanta nakara proceed hrasva vowel, followed by an ach, this nakara will double. Okay? That's what will happen. So this much if you know. Now this rule is 8, 3, 32, I think. Namo hrasvat achi gamun nityam. One rule is there. I don't care if you don't remember all the sutras right now, but did you understand the rules? That's important. Okay? Because once you understand the rules, there is no trouble for us. So now, if I were to ask, Jwalan iva. Jwalan iva. As though burning. What will be the sandhi? Amyanshu?
Jalaniva.
Double nakara. Are you able to
Yes.
spot that?
Yes.
Good. All right. Then there is Deepti. Tasmin upalabhyate. Tasmin upalabhyate. What will you get?
Tasminnupalabhyate.
Your question is answered.
Yes.
So we saw this in Brihadaranyaka Bhashya. Tasmin upalabhyate. Okay. Then just give me 1 second. Okay. All right. Pashyan api. Gita. You want to try? Pashyan api.
Pashyannapi.
Can become pash.
Pashyannapi.
Pash.
Double nakara.
Correct. Pashyan.
Pashyannapi. Pashyannapi chana pashyati moodhaha. Yudara nimittam bahu krita veshaha. Bhaja Govindam. Pashyannapi. Yeah. Okay. All right. Then okay. Not common. Pashyan rishihi. Pashyan rishihi. What will happen? R is vowel. That's all you care for. Pashyan rishihi. Double nakara. Pashyan rishihi. Okay. So you will find plenty of these also. So, etasminnudaраmantaram kurute. Taittiriya Upanishad. Etasminnudaраmantaram kurute. So what is that there? Etasmin ut aram. Etasmin ut. What will happen, Malti?
Double nakara.
So etasmin ut. And uta plus ara, what will happen?
Uttaram.
Think again. Don't forget rules you've seen. Jalam jasho ante.
Ud.
So what will happen?
Udaram.
Udaram. Udaram is not stomach there. Ut aram. Two words are there. Ut aram. So Etasmin udaram antaram kurute. You wonder, what is this got to do with stomach? Nothing to do with stomach. Even a little difference, if you say there is any difference, if you think there is more dvaita, even one bit of dvaita, athatasya bhayam bhavati. There will be fear for that fellow. That's the example for what? Gamo hrasvat achi gamun nityam. Okay? So, then, asmin anandamaye. Asmin anandamaye. Kausalyama?
अस्मिन् आनन्दमये
Double nakara. That's it. Very simple rule, correct? You got it? So with yarorunasike anunasikova, okay, monuswaraha naschapadantasya jali anuswarasya yai parasavarnaha vapadantasya and what ngamo hrasvadachi gamun nityam. If you keep these 5-6 rules in mind, most cases where a fifth of the class is on either side, your sandhi will be okay. So my purpose was to cover fifth of the class today. So all of them have been looked at. All right. So, and you will find a lot of examples for yaro nunasike and nunasikova. Okay. And see, the point is this: when we say nashcha padanta se jali, so they will give an example like you have we see it every time, okay, but we don't care. So you see, what is your third case ending for verbs? Tiptas jhi. Jhi. This jhi gets an adesh of anta. Anta. Like bhavanti, pathanti, gachanti. This anti, when you get, nakara is padanta nakara or apadanta nakara? Apadanta nakara. Is it followed by a jhal or not? Yes. So what will happen first? It should become like this. Then you apply the next rule. Anusvarasya yai parasavarnaha, and you end up with anti. Therefore, and this rule is 8458. Therefore, even if you have a repa sitting on this side, natvam won't happen, because natvam happens by 841. Okay? This may or may not be clear to you, but I'm just mentioning it. So you understand there is implications to the ordering here. Not critical for us at all. Okay? But these rules which we have seen today are not hard, but they are very useful, especially if you want to chant things right. Visarga rules, anusvara rules, you know how you know. Only then you should attempt Vedic chanting, in my mind. Otherwise, we all make a mess of it. So these rules are extremely helpful in that regard. Okay. Any questions? Yes, Deepti.
Swamiji, can we consider this when nakara is getting doubled, so as to remember to get like a dutvam?
Don't call it.
Doubling?
This is not. Don't use that word. You will be in trouble. You understand it is a nut agama.
Nutaka.
Okay. Ngamut is a real word. Ngamut. But I told you the other two are hardly come, so we don't have to worry much. Ngamut agama. Because doubling has a consequence. We use the word, dve or abhyasa for mumuksha, titiksha, all those. That word of doubling we use for that. We don't use it for these. This is not doubling. This is an addition. There it is really doubling. Dve. Okay?
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay. Now. Okay, one second. I want to now close my stuff. So I'm just getting there. Give me 1 second. All right. So that is done. We'll leave it there. Should stop this fellow from sharing the screen. Sorry. Leave. Okay. Good. So that's done with the tablet now. So what we said, did it make sense to you? So the sutra numbers are these: 8323 monaswaraha, 8324 naschapadantasya jhali, 8232 namo hrasva. I think it's 83, not 82. Okay, it's a mistake. So 8332 namo hrasvadachi gamun nityam. See, gamun nityam. What is going on here? Yarunasiki anunasikova. Gamut nityam becomes gamun nityam. Okay. Anusvarasya yayi par-savarnaha vapadantasya. I like to do this with my sutras. I just like to put down the important anuvrittis and the cases for myself in my head. Then the sutra is all here. In one line, it's all here. This summary is enough to understand what's going on. Helps. If you want to learn well, Panini, understand it with anuvrittis. So what is sutra? Monaswaraha. What is anuvritti? Hali. Padasya, you have to know how to use Tadanta Vidhi. Samhitayam is just Sandhi rules. Right? Like this, you can see. So then, if you go to Ashtadhyayi, you can now see, the what happened to that? Do I have a screen here? Ah, here it is. Okay. What am I screening? I'm sharing my screen now, right? So here it is. So now,
Not on Ashtadhyayi.
not on Ashtadhyayi? Okay, give me a second. We'll share it again. Now, Ashtadhyayi for sure. Okay. All right. So now, you go to your Mukhya Prishtam Sutra Patha and we go for 8323, I think, right? 23. See, Monaswaraha, that's a sutra. Maha Shashti Ekavachanam, Anuswaraha Prathama Ekavachanam, Hali 7-1. So you can see Padanta Makarasya Samhitayam. Instead of Hali, he said Vyanjane Pare. I prefer to use Panini words, so suppose you remember what it is then. Hali Pare Anuswara Adesha Bhavati. That's all. That's the rule. Examples you can see here. Harim Vande. What happens? Harim Vande. That's it. How to pronounce this? You can't say Harim Vande anymore. Our usual practice, Harim Vande, we write, we say Harim Vande only. We don't make any difference between this and this sometimes. But what will happen after this? It becomes Hari plus Va nasalized. Harim Vande. That's the real example, right? Sam Harati. What will happen now? Sam is Upasarga. Ha is Hal. Therefore, you'll get Anuswara. And this Anuswara cannot be replaced because you don't have a Yai following. So really you should be pronouncing it what? Sa, then nasalized, okay? Sanharati. You have to do something like that. Sanharati. You should not constrict. If I say Samharati, you will see my mouth, my lips have to touch. Otherwise, I cannot produce Makara. It's a clear giveaway. I am not saying Sanharati. Samharati. See, it comes right away. Naturally, it will come for us. Alam kritya. Ka follows. So when you apply, first you would get ala like this, alankritya. Then what will happen after that? Ka will become nga, alankritya. Okay? That's the example he's giving you here. All right? Then the next sutra is what? Nascha apadantasya jhali. What is it saying? Apadanta makarasya nakarasya cha jhal varne pare anuswara adesha bhavati. This should be able to translate now. Apadanta makara and an apadanta nakara, both of them cha, when a jhal varna follows, jhal varne pare, in a sandhi situation, they will take anuswara adesha. Very straightforward translation you should be able to make. Right? And if you need help, you know you have this Vasu here. You can click on it and see the translation. So you do look at that. So now what? He is giving some examples. Nam plusya, lit lakara, nam dhatu. Namsya. Now what is makara? Apadanta makara. So it will become nasyati, nasyati. Sakara is there. Therefore you can never change anuswara back. It will remain anuswara. But gam dhatu, what will happen? Gam plus tum becomes gantum, then gantum. I'm trying to make the difference. Gantum, gamtum. One is only nasalization. Gantum. I didn't do it right first time. Gantum, then gantum. No nasalization now. Nasalization only with nakara. That much. Gantum. So like this, you have examples. Payas becomes payansi. Payas, payasi, payansi. Neuter gender. When you decline. Water or milk. Payansi. Then you have what? Kapi, chalane. One dhatu. Kapi, chalane. Kapi, that kapi is it cup. But when you have an it in the it letter, it is it. It yasmin will become idit. It yasmin. Apply jalam jashonte, it will become id. Id, it yasmin will become idit. Bahuri samasa. Iditaha dhatoho num bhavati. Okay? Num is what? Num mit agama. Num is a mit agama. Should come where? Achontyat paraha. Num achon, midachontyat paraha. Therefore, you'll end up with what? Ka, a is a vowel here. After that, makara will come. Kanp. Kanp. You get kanp. When you get kanp, what is the form for kapi? Kampati, kampataha, kampanti. How it became kapi became kampati? It should become kanpati. That nakara becomes anuswara, and anuswara se kim? See, kanp first. Then kanp will become what? Anuswara, kamp. Then what happens? Anuswara se par-svar comes back to kamp. So you end up in its company only when you know anuswarasya yai par-svar. Okay. Similarly, they have a few more examples. Okay. He has given an example of char. See, char plus anti. So I told you anti becomes anti, then anti. Now the point is you have repa here, right? You have nakara here. What is in between? A. Correct? Nonah samanapade. Rashabhyam, ra and sha, right? When they proceed, rashabhyam, nakarasya nakaradesha bhavati, samanapade. Then atkupvang num vyavayepi, even if at is in between. So what is there in between char and na? Only a. Why it doesn't become charanti? The rule, because this rule 8458 is much later than 841 and 2. Therefore, charanti will remain charanti. Okay? Then extra information. So these are the two rules here. Right? And if you now are curious what happens here, anusvarasya parana, you can go from here, directly click. You'll end up there. Anusvarasya par-svar, I don't want to search for it. Ashtadhyayi is a great benefit for us. So you go look at it, he'll give you. Yai is vargiya vyanjanani, what I call class consonants. Antasthaha. Antasthaha is the yavarala. Right? So for these, the rule will apply. So he's showing you what happens. Ankaniya. Ank becomes anka. Kakha gagha. You can look at more examples. Much become munchati. Muncha muncha. Ha ha muncha muncha. Hey, I'm in trouble. Release me. Free me. Kathopanishad bhashyam. Ha ha. Crying, you know. We are in so much burning in samsara fire. Muncha muncha. Release us. How it become muncha? Much became muncha. Much first gets a num. Then anuswara. Then anusvarasya yai parasavarnaha. Munchati. Okay. So you will find, see, kuti will become kunthaniya. So first kuti. Now because of tha following, you will get a nakara in between. Kunthaniya. Right? So like this, a lot of examples. Okay? So this is anusvarasya I parasavarnaha. Then what? We go to 8.3.32. That will give you ngamo hrasvat achi gamut nityam. Ngamaha. Which kind of gama? Padanta. Because you have a padasya coming down the nuvritti. So padasya gamaha means padanta gamaha. And what is it preceded by? Hrasvat. Hrasvat is panchami. Don't confuse with this achi here. This achi is for what follows. Hrasvat, you bring an extra ach. Hrasvat achaha. Gamaha. Then what is adesha? Gamut. When? All the time. Gamut nityam. What is gamut? Nut, mut, nut, nut. All three has to come. That's here. Mut, nut, nut. Agamaha bhavati. But as I said, examples predominantly will be what? See, pratyang atma. I told you. Pratyang atma will be pratyang atma. Tiryang eshaha. Tiryang eshaha. Udang udang. Udang udang. But these examples are all you have to dig somewhere and find, okay? You will not normally find. I tried to find one example in the whole Bhashyam, I didn't find one. So I'm happy to say, don't worry. Okay. Sugan Ishaha. I said Alaya, I did Ishaha, okay? Sugan Ishaha. Everything else will be Nakara. Okay, one aste, ran avochat. What do this mean? You have to go and look. I don't know. Okay. Then kurvan naste, rajan nehi, apatan namu, jigran nashnan. You know, if you remember Gita, jigran, pashyan, shinvan, make the order jigran nashnan, you will get this sutra to apply. Okay. So the only thing I didn't look at is what? Go here, and next sutra following that is vapadantasya. For anusvarasya parasavarnaha vapadantasya. What does it mean? You can have kim geetam or king geetam. But really speaking, you cannot say kim geetam. You have to say what? King geetam. You cannot say kim geetam. Kim geetam is wrong. Unless it is a sentence. Okay? If it's a compound, you have to make it. That's the rule. What we do in practice is what we do now. Okay? All right. Is it enough for the day? Brinda, are you okay?
Yes, Swamiji. Today's
Good.
class is little.
Understood?
Yes.
Good. Very good. Ritesh, you will follow? Usha ji, ठीक है? Okay. We'll stop with the prayer. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवाद स्वामी जी.
Namaste. Thank you. All of you done with the first exercise? Ready for the next one?